But just from what I read about it and what I heard about it, look, when you
may report it as something you heard about.
Yeah, I will.
But they're having a free showing of it tomorrow at 8:00. I don't think my wife can go. Are you free? Because if you're free and you feel like seeing it, I don't know.
I don't know. Because I got what is it? Oh wait a minute. Let me get this. Hold on. All right. We are Facebook Live. We can ready to come on the air in a couple of minutes. Let me let the people out there know Facebook Live fans. Okay. Coming up in just a minute on WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye. I like that, didn't you?
Yeah, sound pretty emphatic about that. I mean, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Well, no, let's leave it at the. You have a way to call me, right?
Oh yeah.
If you decide you want to do it, just call me and let me know, and I'll pick you up around 7:30.
Okay.
Quarter of 8, and we'll go look at it.
All right. Where's it going to be at?
Down at the riverfront.
Oh, okay.
But I got some ideas, man, that'll blow your mind back.
Okay.
It involves you too, man. Something I want you to consider doing, bro.
Okay.
You know what I found out? I found out that Chuck Brown is still alive.
Oh yeah?
90 years old.
Whoa.
And goes over to that club on over at 11th Street Bridge. What is it called? The Otto.
Oh, okay.
They say he's a regular over there, hanging out at 90.
Jesus.
That is hope for me, man.
Hey, good time.
Good time.
You know, my man's Billy is he'll be 89 this month.
Yeah, right. Same as Clifford.
Yeah. That's right. All right.
One of the secrets of growing old, man, and you got to keep moving.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times that I've heard of people who retire, go home, sit in a damn recliner, and don't do nothing, and die.
Yeah.
All right, that ain't gonna be me, man. I'm gonna I might die in this studio. I ain't gonna die in that recliner.
We hope not.
All right. This is a new program.
Oh, okay, cool.
We can pass this on. Yeah, man, the minutes came out.
That's good.
They shit out. We're gonna do some shit.
All right. Oh, don't worry, Facebook Live listeners. I'm on the way. Let me get straight here. I got you. Don't you worry.
Hello.
Uh-oh. That's the theme music, y'all.
Which apartment, yeah? What are you looking
Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual thoughts so the pleasure of mental masturbation or egoism. We do so because change and depression is minds so deep and difficult to
Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM. I am your host and third eye optometrist, Patrice Gibbs. I will be joined soon by my partner in consciousness, Nsoromma. In the meantime, let's get it on. Oh, you picked a good day to tune in. If you tuned in for the first time today, I got something for you. Oh, I got something you're going to like, something that's going to wake you up, and something that's going to make you mad. Okay? You might even be mad at me, but any long-time open-eye listeners know I don't give a damn. All right. But like I always tell you, don't wait until Saturday at 11 a.m. Oh, I know you can't wait until Saturday at 11 a.m. I know you can't. I know you wait for it from Saturday at noon to Saturday at quarter of, you tuned in for the open eye. I have no doubt about that because you know what's going on. But during the week, we have a full schedule of programming here on WHGE 95.3 FM. On Saturdays, every second and fourth Saturday, you have the Voices of Delaware Africa Coalition. That's the host. The host is Dr. Karichi Lawrence. You want to tune in for that. That's from 1 to 2 on Saturdays, an hour after I leave the air. And of course, we are way deep into football season. So you want to tune in to Ed J Sports Zone. And that's at Saturdays at 4. That's followed by the Weekend Review. Did you tune in yesterday? Did you tune in? Oh, wait a minute. What was that? Oh, somebody is joining me. In case you didn't know, yes, somebody, my girl, is joining me on Facebook Live. Good morning, Sherry. And as I always say to Sherry, I'm going to say it right on. Sherry, baby. That's my girl. That's my homegirl right there. Okay.
This is okay.
Like I said, on Saturdays at 5, we have the Weekend Review with host Alan Lawrence. If you didn't know what was going on, what happened this week in the city of Wilmington and in politics and around, you want to tune in with Alan Lawrence. He is well informed and will keep you well informed. Okay. Let me tell you, the Open Eye is brought to you by none other than the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. The Delaware Center for Homeless Vets turning veterans' lives around, and is also the builders and founders of the Pearl Center, the Veteran-Specific Apartment Building. This is the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM.
I'm saying if after you ride by, you're okay with where it is, then I can go from there with the rest of it. So if you're not satisfied with where it is, no matter what I do inside, if you ain't satisfied with outside,
hosts, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE.
What's happening?
The views and opinions expressed on the Open Eye are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
Welcome back to the Open Eye. My disclaimer dropped out. I had to make sure I got that in there because, yeah, I don't want anybody to suffer for what I said. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Sad news this week. Most of you probably already know. We lost a great one, John Witherspoon, known as Pops, legendary comedian. He's been the source of joy and laughter for generations of fans and what have you. I mean, I remember him as far back as Good Times in the 70s and What's Happening. Man, he played in so many roles. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Wayans Brothers. He played Pops. Got coordinate. Played in the 5 Heartbeats. Oh man, he played in House Party, Boomerang. He was a voice in Bebe's Kids. He was on Martin. And of course, he was a major star in the Ice Cube's Fridays movies. He was the voice of Grandpa on Boondocks. Oh man, he had so many accomplishments. and highly respected and will be greatly missed. John Witherspoon, we love you, brother. We love you. Rest in power. All right, let's get it moving here. I know that we have some new listeners because I've been promoting and marketing the show hard, and I've been approached on the street, and people out there are letting me know that the Open Eye is having an impact. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, but because I know we got some new listeners, and I know some of our long-time listeners have heard, some of the things that I'm about to say already. But some of our new listeners, you may not have caught this and may not be aware. Let me go over this right quick. Elephants are powerful animals, able to lift logs with their trunks and knock trees over using their heads. You might think it's strange then to find that elephants are usually kept tethered by their handlers with a length of rope or a small chain that they could easily break. This is because they have been conditioned. This is accomplished by trainers through the use of heavy metal chains to tether the elephants while they are still young. The elephants learn through their development that they cannot break the bonds, and they associate them with their limits, boundaries, and freedoms. Later, when they are fully grown and are of adult size and strength, they still believe they cannot break that bond, and so they never really try. From then on, only a rope is necessary to keep them from breaking their bonds, freeing themselves and realizing their true strength. You do realize I am not really talking about elephants, don't you? This is Open Eye. Okay. All right. Facebook Live fans, I will be right back with you. I gotta get straight here. All right. Patrice Gibbs, your third eye optometrist, right back with you there on Facebook Live. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I see a couple of other people have joined us on Facebook Live. Don't be shy. Come on in. Come on in. That's word. Now, some interesting news. Anyone that watches March Madness or any of the, college sports programming, like college football and what have you, these athletes are given scholarships and sent to school, and excel in the sports that they were given scholarships for, but they don't make any money at it. Okay, and of course the scholarships pay for their education, but the thing is, the colleges and the TV stations make millions off of these young people. Millions. Okay, well, the NCAA has lifted some of the restrictions, okay, to allow some of the athletes to make money not on endorsements but on their likeness. If some TV station or whatever uses their likeness, then they are allowed to make some money for that. Okay, now I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I think they should be able to make some money for endorsements and what have you, and we just joined in the air and on Facebook Live by my erstwhile partner, Mr. Nsoromma, intellectual surgeon,
Yeah.
raptivist, and what have you. And talking about the NCAA's move to consider allowing athletes to get compensated on the basis of their name and likeness. Now, it's something how selfish and greedy some people are, because Senator Richard Burr, Republican from North Carolina, since this is going to take place, he wants to make scholarships a form of taxable income. What a nasty, selfish bastard.
Anytime, black people is involved with anything, they want money.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because we as them elephants need to break the chain.
Big time. That's where, and like you said, we need to break that chain. Now, like I said earlier, the colleges and TV stations are making millions of dollars. Actually, it's
trillions.
Yeah, probably trillions of dollars. They have made it over the years. That's indeed. You're absolutely right, Nsoromma. Trillions of dollars on these athletes. And, some of these athletes, there's no guarantee that they're going to go on to professional athletic careers, football or basketball or whatever.
Right.
And some of them don't actually finish their education. So what happens is some of them go back to a life of poverty. After enjoying the stardom of athleticism in the colleges and what have you, because only a small percentage actually go to the pros, whether it's football, basketball, whatever.
Right.
So why shouldn't they be given the chance after their athletic or during their athletic career to be able to make some money?
I think they're supposed to.
Yeah, I see no problem with it myself, brother. But these like I said, these selfish, greedy white supremacists, the last thing in the world they want to see is, black people and poor white people make any money. Because you know what? I know I got some white listeners out there. Don't get this mixed. The white supremacist leaders hate you as much as they hate us. Don't get that mixed. Don't let them fool you on that. That's for damn sure. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma in the building.
The Open Eye.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro?
Sound good. On the way up.
Word. I was hip that you listened to it instead about the elephant.
Oh,
Yeah, and we Facebook Live too. I saw that. Facebook Live, Sherry, first
What's
one.
up, Sherry and William? What's good?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep tuning in. You got something you want to discuss? Call us or hit us up on Facebook so we can, do what we do best. We do the dirt for y'all. You know what I mean? We ain't playing.
We come back on the air. I had mentioned it earlier, but I had mentioned it when I did my last street commentary,
right,
about the music. But we're gonna talk about that right now. All right. WHGE 95.3 FM. When we do Facebook Live, it's recorded. And what I do is I upload it to YouTube for, broadcast later after the show. And when that happens, I do that so, people that may have missed the show and what have you can tune in and, catch it later in the week. Okay. Well, last week I played a song by the great Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix's sister had the video pulled because it had Jimi Hendrix born under her dad's sign, and she didn't get any royalties off of that, or I didn't get her permission. The song is copyrighted or whatever, So, so she pulled it. She had the right to do that. I'm not gonna.
But that's what I mean about our people, man.
Yeah.
And that's just what I mean, man. They so elephant trained. You can apply that in everything. That same scenario and that same concept that you use for the elephant, that applies for us as black people, period. And some of us have broke the chains, but a lot of us, man, don't even try.
No, we don't. You know, and it's something because her father was nothing like her at all. Jimi Hendrix's father, he kept Jimmy's music. He's the reason that Jimmy's music stayed alive, because when YouTube came about, he saw to it that, Jimmy's videos and performances were all over YouTube and what have you, because he felt as though he made plenty of money off of the sale of Jimmy's music, because Jimmy was a halfway decent businessman, had some good people guiding him.
Right.
So when he passed on,
so his royalties were still set up to be received by his heirs.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Now, when Andre 3000 starred as Jimi Hendrix in, the biopic about Jimi Hendrix's sister would not allow the producers of the music to use any of Jimi Hendrix's original music.
Right.
That was so weak.
Yeah, she ain't got the music executive for the film to
incorporate his music in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, they offered her $12 million. Who's gonna take? I mean, you're already making millions.
Plus your royalties from the movie that it'll make.
Right.
If you get $12 million, and however many times that movie make money after the fact that you have received your money, you'll get. See, this is one thing about us as black people. We work to get a check. We don't think of mailbox money. Mailbox money is a different type of money. Mailbox money is money that you get from royalties received through the mail. And whatever it may be, you wrote a book, or you wrote a book before, and music and clothes, whatever it may be. Once you set your business up and you put it in effect and you start pumping it and promoting it, you don't need to get extreme cash immediately, because
that steady stream.
Right, you get a stream of money. And that stream of money is through the mailbox. That won't stop. You'll get checks for the rest of your life and your family. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us don't look past that rope, because the rope is only 10 feet that's hooked to that elephant. So if the rope is 10 feet and it only goes from the elephant to the handler, and the handler is the Caucasian or the white guy, you know what I'm saying? They're going to get the money and then give you your little piece if they feel like doing that.
That's right.
So we have to go beyond that length of 10 feet. You know what I'm saying?
Ring the bell, sucker, schools in. Now, one of the main reasons I brought that up is because we have plenty of local talent. And let me see what this, somebody's calling in. I hope it's not somebody clowning me now. Hey, welcome to the Open Eye. Okay, hey, I guess it's a scam call. It's all good, y'all. But at any rate, we have plenty of local talent, okay, that is really doing it. One of the local talents is someone sitting right next to me, my man Nsoromma. Okay, now
I'm a little bit farther than local. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
I've been doing it a minute. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm really getting exposure now. Even though it took all this time and me doing it independently, me not having no help but us. You know what I'm saying? So when you're doing it independently, it may take you a little while longer, but the gifts and the pleasure that you get from owning your own material is more blessings than anything, for real, because you don't have nobody that you have to ask to make a decision. You know what I'm saying?
I heard that. And if you go to the Open Eye Patreon page, you will get Nsoromma's lessons on how to handle yourself in the music business. And that's patreon.com/openeye.com. You don't want to sleep on that. And like I said, the reason I bring up the music is, if you are out there and you are a local musician, I don't care what style of music you have, whether it's hip hop, jazz, R&B, even gospel, come on, hit us up.
Right.
Hit us up. We will give you some exposure.
That's right. because we are for our community. A lot of radio stations aren't for the community. So if you have anything that you're doing that's of positivity and want to help our Black community, call and talk to us and see where we can help you at and see if we can get some exposure for you, because this is what we do. We want to support and help our community more than anything.
My man Nsoromma right here on Open Eye.
Yaga!
All right, come on now.
NsorommaMusic.com. This is for my city, every city, in every state.
What's going on? This is the computer.
Yeah.
All right.
I recognize the pain in my city. Don't you know a lot of love in our city? Yeah, we're a change in my city. Because I'm taking over our city. And we gotta get to the nitty.
Open Line listeners on Facebook Live, y'all know who that is, right? That's Nsoromma. Seminole hit, My City. Got something new coming out too, don't you, brother? Because we can talk right here.
You know, implosion, being smooth.
Okay.
Implosion, smooth, and Nsoromma coming out with a new album. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. So that's what we gotta do. We got to all get together, come as one, and live our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, brother. Congratulations on that, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother, for putting in the work. And yo, if you need a great graphic designer and business card maker, you know what I'm saying, you gotta link up with Mr. Gibbs. You hear me? He the truth.
And business manager too.
And business manager. Word. He be doing the work. You hear me?
I will put you in there. All right. Open Eye listeners.
Right.
That's the way it sound familiar. I know it do.
Yeah, that's your boy, sunshine.
Yes, indeed. Nsoromma with My City. Yes, indeed, right here on the Open Eye. Just do some local stuff. You remember when I talked about Brother Dion? He got locked up. City Council President Hanifa Shabazz had him arrested.
Yeah, on Rodney Square that time.
Well, it was not on Rodney Square. The brother, he was in City Council when citizens can get up and get their
talk.
contact.
I remember.
He told me he was out of
wouldn't let him stand up and talk.
Wouldn't let him, and he made some crazy comments or what have you. Well, the Attorney General's office said that his rights were violated.
Of course.
Yes, indeed. His rights were violated because he has the right to get up and voice his opinion in City Council. That's word. So
So that's another one. That's another one. Well, you know what I'm saying. When you get the right paperwork, like right now, if they granted him his rights was violated, that's a lawsuit in itself. So it's about getting a lawyer and getting your paperwork going on. So we can't beat them hand in hand because they got guns and tasers, and they got a gang that'll come and billy club you upside your head for nothing.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? If you were arguing with somebody, don't know about the person that outside the argument don't know who's who or who's right. They just see two people ready to be violent.
Yeah.
So naturally, the cops going to come and just jump on whoever it is that ain't their buddy, and then they figure it out later. So we have to be smart, man. Really, really smart, because that's what they want us to do. They push buttons on us so they'll make us, irate and hollering and carrying on, and they can say, "Oh, I'm feeling threatening." You said
last thing you want to hear.
And you hear that? Hey, listen, I feel threatening. I feel threatened, and
stop resisting.
Threaten. All of them two go together. It's really a couple other that they use. He got a gun.
Oh yeah.
He's reaching. I mean, all kind of trap tactics that they have for us
that set you up so that they can at the least give you an ass whooping, at the worst kill you.
Right. And then they can go back to their tape or their video and say, listen, I felt the threatened. You heard me tell them to stop resisting, and that's how they keep their paperwork going. Right. They got paperwork against you. We have to get paperwork against these.
That's what we got to do.
People. Yes.
You know, and that's why, you know, I advise you, you know, when you're dealing with these race soldiers, with these police, you got to be tactical about that. The goal is to go home. The goal is to go home. Now, these police are trained, and they're supposed to be trained, you know, to de-escalate situations, which with black people, they never do.
No, they train to escalate situations with black people.
Yeah.
So their object when they put that uniform on is to get 8 to 10 black people a day, so they can keep their slave plantation prison running. And it's being ran by Latinos, poor white trash, and blacks.
That's right. Now you made a significant statement there. You know, they're required.
Right, they're required. Just like you required to clock in at 9 o'clock for your job, they're required to get a certain amount of black people arrested.
That's right. Now that might sound far-fetched to a lot of people, okay? But I saw a group of black and Hispanic New York City police officers in a panel,
right,
who discussed how their upper command, how police command required them to go out and arrest black, Hispanics, and poor white people.
Yeah.
They required that.
Right.
And if they didn't do that,
they'll be penalized.
They'll be penalized.
Yeah, they wouldn't get their full check, or they won't get their bonus. And and nowadays the world is so manipulative that they make you think that this paper money is real money, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's made out of trees.
You know, and it's based on nothing. And right, it's not like when we had the gold standard or the silver certificate.
Right, it's not. It don't have any backing to this money
at all. The only thing that backs the American dollar is actually the military, which is why so many other countries overseas still use the American dollar. Because if you stop using the American dollar, then America's gonna say,
we're gonna come over there and blow your
well, they'll say, you know what? You need some democracy.
Right.
And you know what happens when they bring you some democracy? They start blowing stuff up.
And you know they don't leave.
They don't leave. They get in there and they there to stay. They there to stay.
Right.
That's word. Now, you know what? You're talking about the cops, and I got a few things, like for instance, New York police cop placed in prison. They now, you know, some of us, we stand up and we're not gonna take this. All right. So this New York police cop is facing prison after breaking into a family's home and calling them the N-word. He's on vacation. No, he was on vacation in Nashville, Tennessee, and he kicked open some people's door and terrorized them because he thought this house that he went in was an Airbnb. And
Airbnb, now come on, break that down to me.
Airbnb is when you go somewhere and travel, you can rent a house or an apartment from a private owner. You know, Airbnb, B&B, being bed and breakfast.
Okay, I got it. That's what I needed to know.
Yeah, you know, and this guy, he forced his way into the house and terrorized Kenise Halliburton at her home with her 4 sons, and demanded they leave their own home till she called 911, and they had to come get this dude, and he's telling them, I'm gonna break your effing neck, and you effing N-word, and this, that, and the other.
Listen, that's why we as a citizen, if you don't have a felony or any type of criminal record, you go get your gun and you put it in your house. And then when people come in like that, you sit them back outside with that blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly. Right. Protecting your home.
You go get you a shotgun, and like David Chappelle said, the first shot is a bird feed.
Yeah.
The second shot is buckshot,
Mm-hmm.
bird feed, buckshot, and then after that is Jamaican buckshot,
Buck. That's right.
Listen, we
You
can't
know?
play no games
No,
with
we
these
can't.
people.
No, we can't. You have to understand that we are at war. You know, when you say that, it made me think of the 90-year-old woman, okay, who they, without a warrant, went up in her house, supposedly looking for her grandson or something. All right. Oh, she pulled out her shotgun, forced this cop down the basement.
Right.
And locked this butt down there until some other cops came. She explained he did not have a warrant.
Right.
I
You
have
see,
a
he come
right
and try
to
and bully
protect
me.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
I don't got to do. I don't got
No,
to put up
I'm
a desk.
taking this.
I got this hammer right here,
Yep.
and I lay you down just like you lay me down,
That's right.
and that's what it is.
That's what.
And I will be
Yep.
most likely right because you came in my house. I ain't seen no paperwork. You just bum rushed me.
Mhm.
You could have been attacking me for all I care.
Well, that's
I mean,
right. You know, and didn't announce who you was. You just coming in. No,
right.
No, not
I mean,
having it.
I'm really tired of that. I catch them
Hey.
creeping around my house and doing any type of thing, anything that is unethical or don't have the right paperwork. I'm laying you down.
I heard
Period.
that.
And there's
Now,
nothing else to just sit about.
In Kentucky SWAT team raids home, terrorizes family after they claim they smell weed.
So what? Weed is legal.
Yeah.
And his
You know?
bill's been passed. You can't be charged for it. It ain't no mandatory time. None of that. So what makes them think that they can run in there and do that?
Now the Supreme Court already declared that you cannot
Arrest people
because you smell weed.
Right.
Whether they're in the car, you can't search your
outside
car no
anywhere.
more. Anywhere.
Weed doesn't give them the proper
No.
cause to search.
No. You know, now the
Legally.
SWAT team, they terrorize these people. They bust down their door and claim that they were growing illegal marijuana farm in their house.
But you can have 4 plants.
Yeah.
Legally.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know the
4
law in
feet.
Kentucky.
You can have 4 plants, 4 feet.
Yeah, I don't know the law in Kentucky, but at any rate, okay, you can't bust up and say, I smell some marijuana, and I smell some marijuana so strong that y'all got a marijuana farm in your house, and so we're going to get together a SWAT team and come in here and bust y'all up. No. We can't allow this.
But
So,
they attack the pettiest of people that's doing the pettiest of crimes, and not these big billionaires that's doing it on a scale that they need to get a warrant for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the
That's
whole
right.
process of this legal system. They
Right.
only go after poverty people.
that's it. They come after small people first
Right.
because just that way they can enslave you on these private prisons.
Right.
You
'Cause
know,
they know you
like
don't
they're
have
doing in
money.
California.
Right.
Okay, with the fires in California.
Uh-huh.
They're using the prisoners
Yeah,
who
to
are
put out
not
the
trained firefighters to put out the fires.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay,
then
that's slave labor.
but they ain't giving you no type of
No.
you helping and saving the planet and saving people homes and stuff like that,
Mhm.
but you ain't getting no time off your sentence.
No.
You ain't getting no break and no extra food, no type of nothing for the work that you put in.
Oh, you get 15 cents an hour. What kind of compensation is that? Shit. We fight for minimum wage at $15 an hour. They get 15 cents an hour. That's called slave labor. Don't get it mixed. Don't get it mixed. It's called slave labor.
And they take and do that all over the world. They not just these fire people that's out there.
Mhm.
They if JP Morgan need somebody to help load the ships up for the cocaine that they just got busted for, and they'll get them.
They'll get them.
Oh,
That's
man,
right.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
You know, and like I said, it goes on. Now, in Alabama, the police reportedly refusing to release a video of a deadly confrontation with a black man sitting in the van with his wife and child. At no point was he armed. He was unarmed during the entire time, is what his fiancée said, or was it his wife? His wife, okay? She is advocating for justice in her husband's death, and she is accusing the Alabama law enforcement of fabricating important aspects of the deadly encounter.
Listen, man,
This
is what they do. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, do you hear about the lady that's supposed to be running for something? I forget what it is exactly, but she ended up finding the corrupt police to have been illegally misleading the juries and stuff like that to make these arrests, and it ended up being 190 something cases that this has been done to.
Jeez,
And she ended up, because he became a mayor or senator or something, that she's trying to overturn all these cases.
Oh, it's more than 190. That's the prosecutor in Baltimore.
Yeah,
that's the sister down there.
I got so many jobs. I'll be,
I
don't know where it comes from. I just come through my,
She is overturning something like 700 or 800 cases.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's serious. She ain't playing. And all of them was corrupt officers that was doing it.
Planting evidence.
Right, planting evidence. Telling them, listen.
I'm
not saying every cop is bad, but the bad cops that has good cops around them that's not doing their job to be a good cop makes them a bad cop also. So that's how it just lingers around and keeps staying around, because then they're not going against each other. It's the code of brotherhood blue.
Yep. Well, let me tell you, bro, there are 3 types of cops, and I listed them here. Cop 1 is the criminal cop who commits crimes while pretending to uphold the law. Cop 2, the cop who sees the criminal cop committing crimes and does nothing and is equally guilty. Cop 3,
that's called conspiracy.
Yeah, the cop 3, the cop who reports them and gets fired for crossing the thin blue line. Now ask yourself, is there any such thing as a good cop? Because if there is, and one that is going to adhere to the law,
he's going to either get killed or fired. And if he got a livelihood and a family to take care of, he's going to keep his mouth shut. And that's where they forced to be put in that situation. If you want to be a cop, first rule is shut up.
That's right. So, see, this is why you tune into the Open Eyes, so that you're aware of how these things work. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma, WHGE 95.3 FM. Yaga!
The Delaware Center for Homeless Veterans, also known as DCHV. DCHV's mission centers around 2 main goals: housing and support.
See, this thing is acting crazy again. Come on. Bro, you got to get a new computer.
The Delaware Center for Homeless Veterans, also known as DCHV. DCHV's mission centers around 2 main goals: housing and supportive services. DCHV's housing goal is to provide safe, affordable housing coupled with supportive services for each veteran in need. DCHV's supportive services goal is to reintegrate, educate, empower, and advocate for homeless veterans and their families who are at risk of homelessness, while simultaneously strengthening the impact of other community-based organizations. By providing housing first and ending the cycle of homelessness for a veteran and supplying them with supportive services that they themselves identify as needed to combat future homelessness, DCHV is able to fully support the veterans' long-term goals of obtaining recovery, economic self-sufficiency, independence, and community reintegration.
Okay.
You gonna lie?
Yeah. Because what I did was I shared it to my page too. So we, buddy. And that was you just sharing the thing. Oh, we're still with you over here, Facebook Live. Don't worry about that.
Tune in, you know what I mean?
Tune on in. That's all right. We still with you. I know you feeling that, my man Billy out there. That's your main man, John Coltrane's Afro Blue. One of my all-time favorites. That's where we at here. Okay, we are back on the air with Facebook Live. Also with Facebook Live, but we are back on the air here on the radio. There is yesterday. Oh, first, I I know you heard me mention John Witherspoon. Much love to John
Yeah,
Witherspoon.
yeah.
I say that again.
Bang, 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 bang.
That's
You
my
got
man.
coordinate.
You got to coordinate.
Yo,
You
that
got to
is,
coordinate.
yo,
And his brother was the
blessings,
legend.
brother, blessings.
Rest in power, brother.
And yo, one of my buddies, right? His name Lance Giddy. My buddy him over here when we first did our show.
Started, right?
Yeah, and that's his main goal. He beside him behind the scenes on a lot of his movie sets.
Okay.
And you know, he was telling me how they communicate, and he be saying jokes that you don't expect. You know, that he off the hook.
I know that. I know that. That's word. I know that.
Yo,
brother was around for a long time.
I know.
The 70s up through, many generations, loved and admired John Witherspoon. Well, bro, there is yesterday, I think it premiered. I know it did because I've heard a couple of people that have seen the movie Harriet.
Harriet Tubman.
Yes, about Harriet Tubman.
That's your girl, eh?
Yes, indeed.
Blow your brains out.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you in a minute. I don't argue with people that Harriet Tubman would have shot.
Right.
Harriet Tubman would pop a cap up in your ass.
That's
Either
right.
you gonna be free, Harriet Tubman. You gonna be free or you gonna be dead.
Right. Which one you want?
Which one you want?
And that's the way it is right now in the society. You're gonna be free or you're gonna be dead.
You're gonna be dead.
In poverty.
That's word. That's word. Harriet Tubman would tell you that. Harriet Tubman said that she had made a decision that she had two choices. First choice was to die, and the second choice was to be free. So when she came and got you off the plantation, she presented you with those same choices. So when, the slave catchers rolled up on Harriet Tubman, she said, look, I made a decision, and that was to be free or die. Okay, now, I don't want to die, but you're not going to take me back to no plantation. I'm going to pop a cap up in your ass before that happens first.
Right.
All right. Now, the movie Harriet. I had not seen the movie. But from what I understand, and I would say this, before the movie even came out, when the cast was announced, a lot of African-American people had a problem with it. The star of the movie is Cynthia Erivo, who is a British actress of Nigerian descent. The reason that a lot of people had a problem with her playing one of our most iconic heroes is her disdain and stated dislike for African Americans, whom she made it clear that she does not respect, that she looks down on. And so, a lot of people had, we could have had Viola, what's her name? Viola.
I forget. Viola,
right?
The actor that just won the
just one. I told you, I know what you're talking about. They could have had her play Harriet Tubman, and a spate of other African American actresses play Harriet Tubman. Or if they were going to get an African from the continent or from Britain, one that respected our people.
Right. That's what they do. They strategically pick these people. The first thing on the application for them to say, okay, we need a cast. We're gonna do a cast, and in that cast, when people come in, they say, on the first question on the sign-in sheet is, do you like black people? And then and if you say, or are you black? You know what I'm saying? It's are you black? And then when people say no, I ain't black, you know what I'm saying? They say, okay, well, where are you? What's your nationality? Oh, I'm British. So how you feel about black? Oh, I don't get along with them or whatever. Okay, we want you. Right, we want you. So once you start talking how they want you to talk, they know that they can easily manipulate you into changing the narrative of whatever the real true story is. And go get you to help them, being as though you have the same color skin. And it's so. What's
the word you always use, brother? It's
messy. When I say messy,
yes,
that's messy.
I had not seen the movie, but from what I understand, from some people that have seen the movie was written and directed by Cassie Lemons, co-written by Gregory Allen Howard, and the producer was Deborah Martin Chase. Now these are all black people involved with this movie, okay? But here are some problems with the movie from those that reported to me what they saw. And that is that the movie is fictionalized. Now Harriet Tubman's story is real.
Right. It's nonfiction.
It's nonfiction.
Right.
You know, her story is exciting. Her story is inspiring. The accomplishments that Harriet Tubman had. I mean, she made 19 trips to, to the South after she got free.
Right.
Freed her family and many other slaves. Harriet Tubman said, I freed 1,000 slaves. I would have freed 1,000 more if they only knew they were slaves. Okay?
And now think how deep that is.
Think how deep that
Think
is.
how that one statement takes you back to that rope with the elephant.
That's who, big time.
You understand?
Big time. Yes,
and
sir.
that's where that applies at. Messy, man.
Messy.
And that like get under my skin so bad. It's staying my hairs up on my arms.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Brother.
That I'm
man. Look, check this out. Now in the movie, all right, the villain, fictionalized villain, was a black bounty hunter. There was no such person, okay, that they made into this villain. Remember, this was written by Cassie Lemons, a black woman, okay? Tell you a little something about her, and Deborah Martin Chase, who was the producer, and moist-ass Gregory Howard, okay? They did not make this movie for us. They made this movie for future jobs, okay? The hero in this movie, okay, was a white man, a plantation owner who had been a villain, but somewhere in his also fictionalized. Somewhere in his deep, psyche, he realized that he needed to save Harriet Tubman, and he saved her from the black villain in the movie.
right.
What kind of crap is that? That sound I haven't seen the movie, but that sounds like trash to me.
But I'm saying that's the distortion that they throw in our history.
That's right.
It's about distorting. When the last time you'd seen a picture of the Million Man March? When the last time you heard anything about the Million Man March? They done dampened it and brushed it under the rug so much that they even saying that it wasn't even a million people there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But you can look at the pictures and the historic pictures that was taken at that moment and see that there were more than 1 million people there.
Most definitely.
You see what I'm saying? But they wouldn't tell you that.
Oh no.
They don't want you to know that.
Oh no.
We got them kind of numbers.
Which is why,
without fighting, without violence, without like we can't get together and be a strong commodity of people that don't argue and fight with each other. Right. Yes, we can do that.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Now, like I said, this movie, everybody involved with the production of this movie, from the writer and director, from the co-writer to the executive producer, were all black people. Okay, but they adhered to the rule that Danny Glover wouldn't adhere to in this movie. They fictionalized a black hero.
Right, you can't fictionalize Martin Luther King.
No,
Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X.
I mean, they fictionalized a white hero in the movie. There was a white savior, and that's what they do in these slave narrative movies. They always have a white savior. Well, Danny Glover, who wanted to make a movie about the Haitian Revolution and Toussaint Louverture, okay, when they looked at his script and saw there was no white savior, okay, they blocked him from making the movie, or they wouldn't fund it and wouldn't, okay, which is why we have to have our own. What's up, Tyler Perry? Yeah, I know a lot of people have problems with Tyler Perry with his Medea thing and this, that, and the other. But Tyler Perry has built a studio, all right?
And that's what he built that studio because the white constituents was not letting him really do what he wanted to do.
Right,
and
the power structure.
They only wanted him to keep dressing as Medea and keep acting feminine when he's a male figure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was just one
aspect of what he did.
That was just one aspect of of what he did as an actor. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted to lock him into that role.
Right.
And when you think about Tyler Perry, you think about Muhammad Badil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
You know?
they wanted to think about a strong black man,
Right.
a real man.
Right.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know?
So they always try to dampen a strong black soldier,
Mhm.
making them some type of feminine
Right.
side.
Feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
damage their masculinity. Now,
right.
what's going on right now at Tyler Perry Studios? There are two movies in production here.
Yeah, Bad Boys.
Yeah, Bad Boys.
Bad Boys 3.
Right, and Coming to America.
Coming to America too. Yeah, and they
working
working right next to each other.
Right.
The studios.
Mm-hmm. You know, so this
I think that's good.
Yeah, that's big ups on that, man. You know, so now and Tyler Perry is open to other black people coming in, telling stories that are relevant and real to us. I gotta respect the brother on that, the address and all.
Right.
I gotta respect that.
I mean, sometimes you gotta manip like they do, manip the person into thinking that it's like this, but then your long term is like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're going like this for 2 years, and then that third year you go like, I'm doing it like this now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now and they can't stop it.
Right.
You know.
Hey, so
I just hope that they don't do him like Tulsa. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Go in there
and bomb him
up
and
make that facility. That's why, brother Tyler, you take insurance out. You take $16 trillion out worth of insurance on your place. In case they come in and do that, they ain't really hitting you. They just hitting themselves.
That's word. Like I said, big ups and much respect to the brother. And now here's the opportunity, because he does give those up and coming a chance. Here's the opportunity to tell our own stories, and we don't always have to talk about the slave narrative, because let's remember, slavery is not our history. Slavery interrupted our history. This is the open eye.
That's right. Nsoromma. I like that. Slavery interrupted our history. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Slavery interrupted our history. We coming down to the wire once again, bro. Good gracious don't lie. It's be quick. Yeah, I'm telling you, it'd be quick, boy. Wow. Easy. Mentioned the one-day campaign, some solutions, and we're going to go ahead and get with it. Yes, indeed.
Open Eye Radio, you know what it is. We always dropping science and knowledge where it's more than radio. You know what I'm saying? 95.3 FM. Yaga WHGE.
The hour go by so quick because the mind just brings it so fast. Yeah, we just have a good time educating you. That's it.
Peace.
Open Eye Radio, you know what it is. We always dropping science and knowledge where it's more than radio. You know what I'm saying? 95.3 FM. Yaga WHGE.
The hour go by so quick because the mind just brings it so.
Open Eye Radio, you know what it is. We always dropping science and knowledge where it's more than radio. You know what I'm saying? 95.3 FM.
What you thinking on Instagram? You picking on Instagram?
No, that's all. Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, look, catch Nsoromma on Instagram, but you gonna see some. Oh my God, this stuff up there be going on Instagram be off the easy, off the chain, y'all. That's word.
Open Eye Radio, you know what it is. We always dropping science and knowledge where it's more than radio. You know what I'm saying? 95.3 FM. Yaga WHGE.
The hour go by so fast. Yeah. We just have a good time educating. That's it. So fast. Yeah. We just have a good time educating. That's it. WHGE 95.3 FM. Nova and we're coming around to the close of the show. Let me give y'all a little something before we go here. Look, this is what I learned from the elders. And we got some that disrespect the elders. Not me, not ever. Okay. Chancellor Williams teaches us, We are, each and every one of us, responsible for each other. This must be our philosophy if we are to do anything effective. If one member suffers, the entire race must feel that pain and be prepared to offer a cure for that suffering. It's about organized unity. Organized unity does not mean unity for the sake of unity. We've had enough of our so-called leaders meeting in overpriced hotel conference rooms for the sake of meeting. You know, the Congressional Black Caucus is a social club. Too many of our so-called civil rights organizations have become social clubs, giving out little awards to those that they favor and what have you. We got to stop that. We can come together and party or argue or whatever reason we fool ourselves into believing we're meeting for any time. This has no bearing on our situation. It must be stopped. Organized unity. Organized unity means unifying for the future of our children, unifying for the salvation of our people, unifying for progressive revolution. Progressive revolution means forward moving change, not marching up and down the street begging for rights and opportunities that have always been ours, not rallying behind some soul-stirring, fire-breathing, slogan-shouting, charismatic slickster just because they have the nerve to expose the white man's evils in the most shocking manner. Forward-moving change, not abandoning our communities because we found success in the mainstream. Not non-productive rioting and burning down our communities because we're frustrated the white man has left us to our own devices and we don't know what to do about it. Forward-moving change, advancing and growing. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
I'm Nsoromma.
And as I always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority who treat you as an option. This is the Open Eye.
WHGE 95.3 FM.
All right. Better. Every week, good job. Every week. Hope y'all enjoyed this.
Right.
Had a good time.
Thanks for tuning in.
We always do.
Peace.
First,
See you on the next.
word. And of course, we didn't use no music that's going to be jamming us up on the copyright. So make sure you share the video when you see it later on. Right now. Peace. This is the Open Eye.